Today we're going to be going over how to trim a brisket. Depending on the application that you're going to be trimming these for, you're going to do different methods. For this, we're going to be doing the same type of trim that you'd be doing at home or for restaurant, catering, that kind of thing. We want maximum yield on the meat. So we want uniformity to a degree, but we want to save as much meat as we can. First thing is this flap of meat here called the mohawk. We're going to get it sliced off. We're going to save these trimmings to render for beef tallow and make some brisket burger. One other thing on this brisket, you can see this kind of wasted piece of meat here on the back that's going to get charred and burn up. We're going to use that to shape our brisket, but also trim off. It's mostly useless meat. It's a bunch of fat that's going to get in your way, slow down your cook. We're going to shape the back, round it a little bit, get rid of, again, most fat. Okay. You have a really thin flat that's not going to cook well in the smoker. It's going to be dried up, kind of useless. We don't take a lot of that off because we want to protect this with some of this flat. So this is very usable. So after the cook, we don't serve every little piece of our brisket because there are going to be bits that just wouldn't meet the quality that we want to serve our customers. So we're going to take off the corner, shape this brisket, and take off this completely useless. But we're going to leave a lot of that to protect some of the better that's going to be back in this area. So you're just going to take your knife and kind of round that off. This side here has a pretty thick flat, so we're just going to shape it. We're not worried about too much else there, and we want to leave the fat as much as we can here. We're going to try to look at evening this out up top. We'll slice off there. Rid of some of that excess fat. If you expose a little bit of your meat here on the top, not a big deal. Your point has plenty of marbling. This brisket is a choice. That's typically what we use in our cooks. Sometimes we use a prime. This side's got a pretty good shape to it, but we want to straighten that out and get rid of some of the fat on the edge. So we're going to score a line. Come down. And as you can see, it's got rid of a lot of useless fat that, again, is going to slow down your cook. Okay, next we're just gonna get the edge rounded a little bit to make sure any rendered fat is going to roll off of this brisket. We don't want it to pull up in on your bark. I think we're in good shape there. So flipping it over, you're always going to have Well, not always have ugly things like that to get rid of. We'll slice that off. We have our decal. This piece is always gonna be there on all your briskets. Some are bigger than others, different than others, but you're going to trim most of that off. I start by cutting it, lift it a little bit. And there you go. And I leave this so it'll help protect the meat, but this will mostly render out through the cook as well. It's optional to take off silver skin. We do a lot of briskets, and this is more or less a waste of time. It's not going to affect anything. If you're doing a competition and you're worried about your food being pretty, getting smoke rings, things like that, you want to trim all this off. We want maximum yield on our meat. This will actually help protect the bottom a little bit during the cook. So we're going to leave that there. And that's pretty much all we're going to do to the bottom. And this brisket is pretty much ready for our rub and ready for the smoker. So that's pretty much how you want your brisket to kind of look at home, or if you're trying to get maximum yield for your restaurant. And okay, so this brisket all seasoned up with our rub. Drop it in the tub, makes it easy. Are no binders, anything like that. You drop your brisket in there, it's going to get covered. It's going to look like this. Let's make sure it's got plenty over the entire surface. Want to be super generous with your rub, whatever rub you're using. Okay, we're going to follow this brisket's journey the entire way. So that's what it looks like before we're putting it on the smoker. This brisket started out as 18.5 pounds. Right now it's 14.5. So we trimmed about 4 pounds off of it. And I'm going to let you know what we yield after it cooks. Usually, on average, you're going to lose another 35% post trim. So that's that is my prediction, that we're going to drop another 35% in weight. So that brisket's going to be around 10 pounds when we get it off, when it's getting pulled for the wrap and the rest. We do not pull it to wrap it at any point during the cook. So it's going to stay in there for the entire cook unwrapped in our smoker. We'll show you that shortly.